it should be on.
Yeah, well, it was on, but just not recorded. Well, this is our closing segment. We're going to do politics.
Okay, sure, we can do this.
So, this is your bailiwick. What do you want to talk about?
Politics is a two-headed monster. I can't really rip on you, Drew. We gave you 2 segments tonight. Politics is a two-headed monster tonight. The first part of politics, we're going to talk about the Democrats' election strategy coming up for 2010. And it's similar to
Two-headed monster. Isn't that a toy shared by Madonna and Britney Spears?
I cannot believe
I like that.
you just said that.
Thank you. I'm sorry, go on.
I like that.
Wow. I don't know if I can.
Think of the image.
The second part of the two-headed monster is Keith Olbermann is a jerk.
Oh my God! Keith Olbermann is reading James Thurber.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get this out of the way.
What are you talking
Keith
about?
Olbermann has decided.
He's lost it.
Yeah, I'll put this to you as succinctly as I can. Every Friday on his show on a national network, Keith Olbermann sits down in front of his 3 viewers and he whips out a book by James Thurber, and they dim the lights behind him. He's an author, obviously. They dim the lights behind him. He sits in a leather chair. He takes off his glasses and he reads to you like an 8th grade literature class.
To God, he's taking his airtime to read James Thurber.
And then
who's Thurber? Isn't he like?
He was a humorist of the intelligentsia.
Yeah.
He wrote on the ills and the dark aspects of American life.
Oh, well, he started doing the Glenn Beck thing where Glenn Beck reads the Constitution.
Yes,
that's
right. But Glenn Beck is reading.
At least the Constitution ends.
But see,
Keith
Olbermann can just laugh at Glenn Beck.
Yeah, you can kind of chuckle at Glenn Beck because throughout the day he's been kind of referencing the Constitution. Keith Olbermann puts the brakes on everything else political of the day and the week and goes into Thurber so that you can watch him read to you. It's not to deliver you a political message.
Jacket?
No, he's wearing he's got a blazer.
He's got his
suit
suit
on.
on.
He takes his glasses off. He's sitting like a big leather chair. He's got a big leather chair. He sits in there. He takes his glasses off.
Hey there, neighbor.
Yeah.
You want to read with me today?
It is unbelievable. I said, wow.
It's creepy.
That's riveting. Percy asked me, didn't they used to do this in the olden days on TV? And I said, yes, and we didn't watch then either.
It is.
What was that?
It's official.
It's
official. Our ratings have now passed Keith Olbermann.
It's true, and we're putting out better material because we're reading our own shit. This is an idea that he has yet to
give me the exact same time slot.
Yeah.
I'll sit and I'll read a book of my choosing to the American public, and I'll bet you I'll pull in bigger numbers.
I'll read Curious George,
Lady Chatterley's Lover, things like that.
Curious George.
Tom
that
Jones.
reminds me.
No.
Don't you do it. Anyways, the next segment.
Eric Holder says I'm a coward.
Yeah. How much time do we have? Because I got to go through this quickly.
You've got about 7 minutes.
Okay, then we'll be fine. The next segment. We have a. Did we just start recording? We have an election coming up, a midterm election. Now, this one is getting kind of heated because the Democratic Party has kind of fallen out of popularity with people recently. Now, this is not going to be as big a referendum on Obama as the 2008 election was, although that will play a factor in it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the strategy. Now, a lot of people are saying the Democrats are going to lose pretty much every seat that comes up. They're even in danger of losing Barbara Boxer's seat in California. Oh, this is true. Barbara Boxer might actually
I wouldn't
lose.
be counting these chickens.
I wouldn't.
What,
no,
is she not far? Is she not left enough?
Yeah, I guess she's not liberal enough. She's not a communist, I guess. That might be the problem.
I don't know about that.
But, again, don't count those.
They're counting chickens again before they've hatched.
Yeah. Harry Reid is actually in danger of losing his seat. Sharon Angle is challenging him. I mean, the numbers are actually showing for a lot. They're showing
it's
a lot of strength.
amazing that who's in trouble, who actually has to run.
Yeah, it is amazing who actually has to put forth a campaign effort this time around.
Barbara Boxer phoned in her last 2 elections.
The thing is, the popular sentiment is not with the Democrats right now.
No, it's not.
And what happens is a lot of people are saying it's going to be a bloodbath, and the Democratic governors just came out against Obama. Or they're not opposing Obama's opposition to the Arizona law. They're opposing the lawsuit that's coming up, saying, "Look, this is political suicide for us. If we pursue the prosecution of this Arizona law, we're dead. We're all dead."
They don't understand. It doesn't matter if the Arizona law is constitutional or unconstitutional. Here's what the American people see. There's a flood of illegal aliens coming across the border.
Yep.
Phoenix is the number 2 city in the world now
for kidnapping. Yeah.
There's
constant
number 2.
human and drug trafficking going across the border.
They're shooting at our border agents from across the border.
Yeah.
The cartels are in complete control of the border at this point.
It's true.
Right? So, And everybody knows the federal government, in spite of even the trust we put in Ronald Reagan, when they promised us they would get the border under control, they lied then too. They're not ever going to do anything to get the border. They're never going to do anything to get the border under control. 1,200, troops he's promised, National Guard troops.
Yeah.
That's nothing, and they're not even there yet. He said, no, they're just promised. So and so here it is. The people of Arizona have finally had it. We've been dealing with this for over 30 years. They have had it. We've got to do something ourselves to protect ourselves. Not only is the federal government not doing its job to protect them, but now that they're doing something to protect themselves, the federal government, instead of helping them, has stepped in to file a lawsuit to stop them. It's like someone breaking into your house and a cop showing up and saying, no, leave that guy alone. Let him take your silver.
That's
let him take
that's
let
as
him
simple
rape
as
your
you can
wife.
boil the argument down to. But the thing is that...
But that's how it's going to be perceived, and that's why they're scared.
Yeah.
Because when those people go in and pull that lever, they're not going to think in terms of, is there does Arizona have a constitutional right to do this? No. They are sick to death of waiting on the federal government to do anything constructive.
Immediacy plays a huge role in politics.
Because they also know that the Democrats are counting on these as future voters.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
They will sell the people of Arizona out just to get a larger electorate.
They can't vote.
Get Hispanic vote.
But here's the thing.
But they can't vote.
But they're not just getting there.
You want to bet?
You want to bet? Yeah, they'll vote.
You want to bet? What do you think? What do you think? Driver's license registration is all about?
Yeah.
Because the states will give an illegal alien a driver's license.
Why?
Yeah. So that
they can drive.
They can
get
drive,
insurance, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if they've got the driver's license, they can go down to the voter registration office. I've got my driver's license. I live here. The American. Well, yes, I'm an American citizen, but okay. So register.
You've got papers.
You got some papers, and trust me, you go to Chicago, Mayor Daley will find a way to get them on the rolls.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, back to what I was saying. There's a lot of speculation that the Democrats are going to lose a lot of seats coming up, and I think that they are willing to slough those seats off. And here's the reasoning behind that. Barack Obama and the Democrats are looking beyond 2010. Right? In the lame duck session between November and January,
a
lot of legislation is going to be passed. No matter what happens, there's going to be a blitzkrieg of legislation that passes. This is the time when you get card check, you get cap and trade, you get amnesty. All of these things come out during this session. Now, if the Republicans take every seat that's available, they still don't have enough to overturn a presidential veto. They still don't have.
They can filibuster.
They will have a filibuster,
but not until
they actually take
January
office. So they can't do anything about
every
legislation.
loony idea is going to come up, and they are going to be so pissed off. For them, it's going to be an act of vengeance.
Yes, what do I care? I lost.
They don't care if the American people want this. They don't even really care if it's good for them.
They
think it's good for them. They want this, and they're going to have it.
Now, between 2010 and 2012, all these things are going to come to fruition, and the Republicans are going to have to put up some solutions as to what to do about it. Unfortunately, they do not have control of the White House to turn those solutions into reality. They can pass the bill, but the president won't sign it. So, looking at 2012, you're looking at the re-election of Barack Obama, and you're potentially looking at a Democratic return to power because of the Republicans' inability to do anything. There's going to be stagnation in both sides of the government.
I disagree with that analysis, but we don't have time to go into it. But I can see why you make that analysis, but I come up with an opposite view of that.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Well, we'll have to, because we're going to have to say goodnight, Snodgrass. We love you, and thanks everybody for showing up.
No problem.
I'm glad to be back on the air here at Colbertradio.com. We'll be back on the air again on July the 19th. Good night, everybody, from Colbertradio.com.
Good night.